Give me 1 second as the stream is getting ready to set up. Okay. We are now streaming. I don't want it to record. See recording. I'm gonna have to figure out how to stop the recording on this stuff. But anyway, all right. So when you're doing the purpose of the travel group is to be the subject matter expert, to let them know different travel tips. And like I said, if you have your smartphone, you under Google, you want to put different things like, travel, anything, everything with all interests of travel. And you get these alerts like Friday. I immediately got that alert about the cyber issue that was going on with the computers with Microsoft early as soon as like it happened. And with they posted, but it was like more information coming, but just letting people know flights are delayed and canceled. And that's important as a travel professional because if you got clients that are going out that weekend, you need to be in the know, right? Now, one thing you will not like to have is the client contacting you saying, hey, what's going on? And you be like, huh? What's me? Right? So it's good to be able to get ahead of it and share that information, post it in your group to let people know, hey, this is what's happening. They'll begin to appreciate you to be like, oh wow, they really know their stuff, right? So that's one of the reasons why you really want to have a group for your business. Also, this is where you can post all types of content, like what Kim was talking about different destinations to let people know geographical locations, interact with your tribe. It's all about building your community. Your vibe attracts your tribe, getting them to interact where you want to go, what's the place, what's on your live list, or whatever these cases may be. Do birthday shout outs, do shout outs on Fridays, like, what you got going on, what's your next travel, different things of that nature to get them interjected, right? Consistency is always the key when doing any and everything when it comes to social media, right? I am not consistent enough, and I'm very transparent about it. I get the creativity bug and I go boop, 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 and then my bug just be like, we all tapped out. What's to do? And I might take a break. I'm okay with that because I'm not an influencer at all, but I am okay with my tribe being respectful and being like, hey, we missed you. Hey, what's going on? What's the content? They know when you're not there. So you want to keep that consistency going in your travel group. Now, when you're talking about destinations, the destinations are very similar. You want to be able to give them the 411 on that country, wherever you're going specific. Meaning, like if major airlines, and y'all know I use Google as my best friend, chat is my cousin. So here's something that you can put into Chat GPT for a particular destination. Say your destination is Jamaica. You want to say, hey, chat, cousin chat, tell me about the flight time, the average flight time from major destinations as far as major airports in the United States to Jamaica. It'll probably use to pick out New York. It'll pick out Miami, and then it pick out like Houston, LAX. I might even do Chicago, O'Hara. It'll probably give you 5 of them, and it'll give you like the estimated time that it is to travel to Jamaica. I usually have people ask me, how long is the flight? Or what's the total time? And so try to bring it up and to say 5.5 hours or 4 hours or 3 hours. And that's how much flight time it takes to get there. And then this is where you can put that in your group and say this is the average amount of time it takes to fly from these particular airports, especially if you're not doing flight, and you're just doing land or whatever only. So it gives people information to be like, okay, this is how my flight is going to be, or I'm probably going to have a layover, if they don't have direct flights. Destination, making sure like, hey, the frequently asked questions, what kind of currency do they take? This is where you can put the currency, like what the currency look like, or if they take in US dollars, or if it's a conversion. This is where you'll drop the conversion apps, apps that you should have or apps you should download from conversion when you're traveling, downloading WhatsApp, different things. Because here's the deal, you should not ever assume that people know. I no longer do that. I used to, but I don't do that anymore because people don't know what they don't know. And everybody are not of the same travel caliber. So you got to keep it basic, like Barney in kindergarten style, to make sure that everybody gets that understanding and that knowledge, right? So, all right, we're going to go to Facebook and we're going to create some groups. Who doesn't have their group set up yet? I have a group set up. Who don't have a group set up? Everybody? At first I asked. Kim said she did. Barbara said she did. Rachel, you got one?
So Janae, I have
Marla's talking and Valerie talking at the same time.
Go ahead, let her go first.
Okay. Go ahead, Marla.
I was just asking, is your question about the group, are you asking for a group for a certain destination or just asking if you have a Facebook group set up for travel?
If you got a Facebook group set up for your own travel business.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah, I have.
Good job. All right, Valerie, on you.
So I have a Facebook travel group page, but when my original page got hacked, I'm wondering, like, because I can't do some things in that group. So I'm wondering, when I built that group page, did that also get hacked? You know what I'm saying? When my other one, yeah. So I'm going to have to create a whole new one then.
Yeah, that's thanks for pointing that out, Valerie. Because groups are connected, just like pages, business pages, they're connected to your personal. You can't do a group or a business page without having, well, hold on, let me stop. Because you can do a business page without having well, let me think. Nope, they're all connected. They're all connected. Because when it's time, when you go in and you have a personal page, right? It's going to say, hey, do you want to create a group? Or do you want to create a business page? And it links it to your personal page, right? That's Facebook. You don't necessarily have to be active on your personal page to do a business page. You don't necessarily have to be active on your personal page to create a group. No, Facebook just says, hey, this is how we do it. This is how it's going to link. So if you do get hacked on your personal account, it affects your business page and it affects your group page, right? So it will kick you out sometimes and people can't get access to any of that, which is why I always say what? We get them what? So we can make sure we can get in contact with our people and say we got hacked or send out the new information. What we like to get? What we always asking for when we putting out our itineraries? Yeah, for their name.
Oh, the name and the
email. And email. Because we don't own no property on Facebook at all. So, okay. So the majority of everybody pretty much have a Facebook group, right? So what?
I don't. This is Rochelle. No, I did, but I'm in the same situation as the previous lady. I got hacked, so I lost access to all of that stuff. So I'm in the process of rebuilding it again. So I got to create a new one.
Gotcha. And listen, it's a hard and it's challenging too. You got something, Valerie?
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay. It's hard and it's challenging and it can be discouraging, but don't let it be discouraging, because once you do it one time, it's like riding a bicycle, right? You just, it's easier. It's easier for you to be able to know exactly what you need to do. The biggest challenge though is letting your people know that you now have a new page or now group. That's the biggest challenge.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you how to get around that. Besides, if you didn't have their email, is getting into their DM, on Messenger and letting them know, hey, either with a voicemail, a voice memo, and then letting them know, hey, this is me. I am the real person. Just want you to know that my personal account got hacked. So you was connected to my Facebook group that is no longer have access to. So here's the link to my new Facebook group. Yes, it's legit. That's me. Because a lot of people like me, when I get those types of messages that just got a new link and nothing else, I'm a little suspect, because people are cloning other people's pages and stuff like that. And hence, I'm like, is this you or is this not you? And if I got their phone number, I send them a text message and they verify. But I've learned that if you just verify by voice, they like, okay, that's you. People know.
Mm.
So that makes it a little bit easier rebuilding for you guys, Valerie and Rachel. I know
Okay,
it's
cool. Thank
okay.
you.
No problem. All right. So destinations is really good. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and show a post. Make sure I'm in Facebook so y'all can see. And y'all know I don't like doing Facebook on a computer, so it takes me a minute to be like, okay, let me figure this out.
Jeanette, I love that picture you took in Bali. It looked like you're sitting in that big hand.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice picture. I have
Let
to
me-
tell you that. I love that picture.
Thank you, honey girl. Like I said, I was scared as I don't know what. I'm telling you, I don't like heights. Bali has some great pictures, but you're gonna be high up in the air. Period. And even though that hand was big, you still gotta walk out there to it.
Right.
So thank you. And it makes it uncomfortable to me because when you're scared, you try to smile like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to smile and not look at the same time. It was fun though. Let's see. Here we go. We on Google Chrome. Let me share. All right. Can you guys see my Facebook page or Facebook on the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So here I'm gonna go to my groups and just pick a couple of that belong to me that I manage, right? And I think some of you might have seen some that I've done since we were talking about Bali. We'll go into Bali, for example. This is upcoming for 2025, 2 groups that's going to Bali for next year. I have not added people to this group other than, advisors and stuff to help promote their content. But what I did start doing is putting my content in there from the trips that I have done. I've not done everything, just to give an idea. So when people want to invite people, they can see the information for themselves. They can see exactly what's what. And I kind of just make it generic. So when you guys find something, you can also post it in there. And most of you guys did have access to it from being from doing your itineraries and stuff. But I strongly encourage, what I'm gonna start doing now is, as I'm getting closer, is putting like the Bali guide underneath where you call right here. This is where I encourage you, when you create your group, you see right here where it has files. Here, you're going to be able to put your guide in here for your people, any type of, documentation that you want them to see, and you'll be able to feature different things. And you can pin things, but I like the documents better because it really gives them, hey, if it's a PowerPoint presentation, just like Cultural Holidays do, they can see the PowerPoint presentation. Speaking of, I'm gonna go into one of the other groups that I have, and I actually have to do a post in there from, see this one. Okay, so I'm not sure if all of you guys are in here, but here we put in an informational Zoom of what's happening, and I'm about to upload right now so y'all can see this presentation that I did here. I did this presentation via Zoom. I love Cultural Holidays, like what they do. And so I just mimic, what they did and kind of just put it specifically for Costa Rica so that people can have the know. And we did a Zoom and we went over the information on the Zoom so that they can, see the information. And if they had questions and whatnot, they can ask questions also on the Zoom, but pay attention to how, the different things. For example, the climates, the rainy season. Then I ask questions just like, I think Marla, you was on there, which ones is dry season, rainy season, just to do a check on learning the different animal life, the airport, the experiences for the food, the different, things as far as the environment goes. Then, hey, what the passport situation is, what that looks like, what's the money how the money looks like, what kind of money they take. I absolutely put the, like, what is an equivalent of $100 bill, what it looks like in colones for them, a quick screenshot of the itinerary, and then just broke it out for question and answers, right? And then I had this one, but I'm getting rid of this one and added instead this one right here. So this is what I'm about to get ready and upload in this group, along with the Zoom information as well. So this is the kind of stuff that you want to be putting in your group so that they can have, the information and access to it. And believe it or not, a lot of people ask questions in these groups, even my destination groups or specific other groups. I even put, hey, specific groups. Like if you are a group travel advisor, please make sure you're putting this in your Facebook travel group so they'll know if you're part of a destination for your groups. Like Kim, you got that cruise coming up, putting it together, show them your credentials so they know you the truth, right? To be like, I got this, I know what I'm doing, right? Even if it's the destination of, or even if, depending on the cruise, Kim, that you're a specialist for Norwegian, Carnival, or whatever, or Disney, or however you want to do it. But when I was telling you guys about the outage, boom, this was it. I was posting it on the group. Hey, pardon the interruption. There's a global outage. Put a little picture with it. Here's the information. I also put in things like this, like, big things in travel. And again, like I said, if you set your Google options to where you put all things travel, these are the things that you will get. Like, I love getting information about, female women, in general, that's making moves, that's African-American in the travel industry, right? It's few and we're minimum, but we're making waves, like, being able to, hey, be a part of the ship crew and being a part of something elevated, a whole process. Things that happen in, weather-wise for Jamaica. So you guys get the understanding of, how it's working, right? So this is the importance of your groups and being able to mix with your groups. And even if it's only you that's posting, that's okay. It is quite okay because people are still seeing it. And I've got inboxes of people that I don't know, but they've seen the information somewhere in one of the groups. And I'm like, okay, great. And they're asking questions like, hey, how much is it? Or, hey, can men come? Or is this open to children? And stuff like that. So that's another thing I had to tell myself, be specific. Like when we say we're going to be doing groups, sometimes you have to be specific to the group of what you're doing and saying this is for women only, or this is open to men, women, and children based off the resort or however you want to do your group. Do anybody have any questions?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Janae, I tried to join this club. Can you see, or if you can't share it, am I one of the pending approvals? Because I did see this on Instagram, but I couldn't find it. I mean, I requested it here, but never got approved. So I'm probably not one of the pending approvals.
I just seen Barbara's. Go ahead and do it right now on Facebook.
Okay.
While I'm in here. And I can go ahead and approve you and get that going. But yes, if you're not doing Zooms in your groups, for destinations that you got going on, I strongly encourage you to do so. It's actually going to get you probably more. When I did that Zoom, I got so many more hits on HubSpot with people filling out the name and the email for the itinerary. It was just like so many, so it's okay. Like, do it. Even though you put the information off there in a post, but when you do an informational Zoom, it brings everybody who didn't know. And actually, I'm going to post it right now because I got to fix it. But I'm going to post that people who didn't know because they want to share it with others. So now I have to post it in there and say, if you missed a Zoom, and then I have to put in there the new Zoom information. So that's what you want to have to continue, especially when you have a group coming up, to make sure that you guys do that. And then it makes a difference, because if you don't have as many bookings as you want and you want to get more, the Zoom information help now because they see you They know who you are. They know how to contact you directly, and then they can ask questions sideline, behind the scenes and all that good stuff. So definitely encourage you guys to do that. That was a good question, Kim. Let me see if you are there. So Yolanda, got you, Kim. You ladies are in there. So
Thank you.
Dr. Jess Setter is doing Bali. So we're focusing on her, she and I, her and she, what is me and her, whatever that, how that English, proper English. We're working on focusing, targeting Costa Rica, but at the same time, I will post my Bali stuff just to get them ready. So when people, here's another thing, a good thing for your group when you have a group. So people would say, for example, I put in let me see if I can just find it. The simplest question, have you been to Costa Rica? Something like that. Yeah. See if that comes up. This one right here. Have you been to Costa Rica? Yes or not yet? The simplest post got, some comments with it, right? In this group, you got people that's like, nope, not yet. And so then with the replies, I'm saying, okay, not yet. All right, now let's go, bring the babies, do a site, because she's a travel advisor, do a site visit in our blocking room and get the booking form and let's go. People who say they can't come, I think, it's not on this one, but people have said, oh, I can't do that date, right? And so what I turn around and do is then hit them with, we have Bali, the next trip that's coming up in 2025. And I'll drop the link to go to that so they can start registering and getting the itinerary for Bali to be like, oh, don't worry, you didn't miss it. You got another trip that you can come in for, right? So putting it all together helps to get your name out there, get your trips out there, but also at the same time, if they can't do this one, they may can do the next one. And again, the email comes in to receiving the emails comes into now. If they're not on Facebook, like everybody, most people sometimes are not on Facebook, then guess what? Boop, boop. You can now basically send them an email and say, hey, just in case you missed it, this is what's happening for our upcoming trip in Costa Rica. Or just in case you can't make it, here's our next trip coming up afterwards. So those kind of things. And this is another, just another video. All right. So that is basically the easiest way to really just get your groups getting started and the purpose of why you want to get your group started and the information you want to get from your groups. Make it make sense to you. It's not busy work. It's capitalizing on building your clientele in the travel side, if that makes sense. Everybody understand? Got it. All right, so here's a bonus. Since we're rocking and rolling and everybody's got it, before we navigate over to Eventbrite, for those who are new to Eventbrite, I'm going to share something real quick that I've been working on. And I want to get your feedback on it before I wrap this up. Let's see. I'm out of here. All right, here we go. So let me go right here. Preview. All right, so this is an email I'm currently working on. This is mostly for my new business partners, my downline new business partners for when they're coming into the business, right? Brand spanking new. A quick Cliff Notes version. A lot of you probably already have this. If you subscribe to like my Gumroad, I just did a travel advisor resource type of booklet together that kind of gave like, the basic information. So this is specific to suppliers, recommending with suppliers, right? So giving them, because when new business partners come in, they can sometimes get overwhelmed, right? And so to help them not feel overwhelmed, you do it in phases, do it in, hey, let's do the modules or whatever the case may do, little by little, right? Giving them an assignment, a task to complete, right? So once you give them a task and they complete it, then it gives them the next task to complete. So this is after they've received, I guess it would be okay to show you guys. This is after they received this particular template right here that says welcome. I think I sent this out to a few people, but I've updated since then to, at first it was all in one big email, but now I'm broken it down to where it's easier. So, hey, it's welcome them to, the travel industry. Then it has a video for the new business partner orientation that they can click on. I think, let me go into desk preview. So then they can click. Can y'all see this? I'm just assuming y'all can.
Yes, we can. Are you sharing after we get to talking about this?
Oh, you want me to share it? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh, what did I just do? Oh, okay. Let me go back in here. All right. I will absolutely share. Let me just, so I can show y'all the links. It doesn't want to be nice and show links. So maybe in the browser. All right, I think it might be nice. So where I could actually click on it, and then you can see where it opens up to. So this is getting started and how to win in your travel business. It's an 1.5-hour presentation that was done by one of the directors, not even in my upline, but that I know that is she does a really good job in breaking it down. So I loved it and I added it. The first 60 minutes is nothing but travel, and then the last 30 minutes is, the marketing. So it makes it really easy for the person to navigate through. I always tell them, the information remains the same, but the physical design of the website might have changed, but it's still the same information. So I tell them not to get so hung up on, oh my gosh, it looks different, right? Because we had a makeover. Then they can click on this button, subscribe to IntelliTravel TV, which also has see what your back office can do, which navigates them in the back office. And as y'all can see, it's older, but the information is still the same with some added perks. But the biggest thing I tell them in here is to subscribe to IntelliTravel TV, because in this has all the videos that everybody, in our the modules that we have is no longer 18, but the modules that we have, the 4 sections that we have, I think it's 5 now, 5 sections that we have, and then some more videos. Tell them to subscribe, because when they go into IntelliTravel, they get to see all the videos and more. How to work a 10, 20, 40-hour work week. Ooh, live Q&A. So just in case they don't have time to do the Q&A during lunchtime on Fridays, guess what? They can go and get in on the Q&A. Travel blogging, planning a quick getaway, different things like that. All the videos that you can possibly want to, have, they have it here. They also have the different podcasts with the different 22 no tours allowed segment. You take a listen to it. And again, more videos that they have from their popular to their oldest. All right. So it's a good tool. I tell people, don't worry about watching all these videos, just showing you where you can go to access different videos. And if something tickles your fancy, go ahead and click on it. I also put in the training manual, because again, this is the Cliff Notes version, right? Of, hey, this is just things that I've done that has been successful. Let me pass it on to you, share the information, and see if it helps guide you too. So the Cliff Notes version, because they can go into the back office, right? But they may not be like, you got all these quick links and everything right here. Now, I purposely want you to go to this training manual, and I need you to read these 40 pages of this training manual. Scan over whatever you can, because it's going to help you. And then I have where we can do the actual one-on-one onboarding after they've watched the video. So now, because they got questions, right? So now we can go over it on a one-on-one, and we can get their questions answered, and make them feel comfortable. Because again, I don't want to hear the words overwhelm. Most time, oh my gosh, I've seen all this is so much. Okay, let's calm down. Let's just dial it down and let's focus. So basically giving them direction and guidance on where to go, right? And then it just includes also like what we got coming up for our group trips and stuff. So like we got Dr. Jet Setter, November, her the Icon of the Seas. We have Dubai that's coming up. And then we also have Greece that's coming up as well. And of course, this has to be updated because through in Costa Rica as well. That's in here too. But being able to show them what the commissions is, being able to show them what itinerary will look like, you know. And like I said, if you guys have a trip that's coming up and you want me to promote it, you know, by all means, I absolutely will. I don't mind if you just got to send me the information so I can put it in there. But this is how I'll be putting the information in. Just so, especially with new business partners, so they can get a clue. That's how we work. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? And so this is the first email that goes out. Then the second email that goes out is the one that I'm currently working on. Just about done tweaking it, but I'm going to see if I can open this up. Also in the browser. So again, this is supplier specific. Starting out, this is the stuff that you need right here when you're registering for a supplier. You ever get like, what else? Da, 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 right? And then being able to especially show them they want travel advisor rates. You will need this CLIA card, this Embark card before you these travel rates, because this is a verification. But letting them know that, and then when they go to register, they can go directly here to CLIA. Oh, that's the cruise. Oh, wait, no, they can go directly here. But I have to now add some more information to it. Y'all know that information I got to add to it to make sure that they select IntelliTravel, that kind of stuff. So make sure that please make sure to link IntelliTravel to your account before attempting to purchase your CLIA card. You will be registering as an individual agent. So they'll know when they go to register on this link that this is what they're going to be looking for. If they look in the top right hand corner, it's going to say log in. But if they're not logged in, it's going to say create a new account. And that's the information that gets them to the right place. Then going down, I broke it down in hotels. So like this is the first one, Hotel Marriott, only because I love Marriott. Y'all know, even though we don't got fantastic rates, but it's still a good platform to use. I started getting a little more, if they got information that shows them how to register, I throw that in there too. So Marriott has an instructional PDF. The PDF looks like this. Boom, tells them, viewing your advisor dashboard and accessing your fantastic. But I'll be quick to tell them in the paragraph, we don't have access to fantastic rates. But it shows them how to sign in or how to create their how to register, like with screenshots. So I love this. It makes my job a little bit easier than walking them through the process, because they got what they need to kind of like know step by step. So I love that Marriott did that for them. And then when they click on register, they can go straight to the registration site, right?
Janae, you're on Facebook Live right now, if you didn't know.
Oh, no, I did not know. Whoa, I thought I hit YouTube. Hey, Facebook people, let me not end this, because this is not for you. Let me get back to the Zoom. Hold on. Oopsie for the people who not here. I'm sorry. I could have sworn I hit what's that thing called?
It does say YouTube at the top, so it's kind of weird that it's on Facebook. But
What Facebook is it on? My personal or Ultimate Scott?
I don't know. Jean Choi sent me a text telling me that you were on Facebook.
Hold on. Let me check. Pause for 1 second. Let me see which group I'm in. If I'm in the right group. I just want to make sure I'm not on my personal page. Okay. All right, not in personal page. Okay, I don't know where I'm at. I don't see it on Facebook. Oh well, I can't stop it because I don't see I can't stop it because I don't see where it says Facebook on mine. I don't see it on Facebook. We don't keep moving, asking for forgiveness. So I'm gonna kind of skim through some things, not talking about anything beneficial like perks and stuff like that, just the breakdown. All right, let's get back to it. So here you have the instructional PDF. Now there, I'm gonna add to this Beds Online because it's hotels and I like Beds Online. Kind of give it, it pretty much gives all the hotels and stuff like that. So being able to register with Beds Online, and the other thing about Beds Online that's really good is that you don't have to pay up front. You can pay later. You know what I mean? So like you can book it, and instead of having to have all this money up front, your people can pay, you know, pay for it. It has a set date that they're gonna have to pay for it by. So that's a cool thing. And to include all inclusives. So like if it's just doing an all inclusive, whatever, to let's just say Dreams or wherever, if they have it listed and it's available and it's part of the inventory, it even includes all inclusive. So where you don't pay up front, if just for the hotel only, you can still do hotel only and pay for it later. Land packages, I put culture holidays in here, and I'm also adding Vacation Express. No, land only packages. I just did land only, meaning no air involved. And I just put, you know, culture holidays, kind of tell them a little bit about it. Then I put our air consolidators in Skybird, Airbus, Centrav, as well as Air by Pleasant. If you guys know of any other consolidators that I missed, because I think air consolidators are important, there are not a lot of them. And so it's easier to like list them. And a lot of these are not listed in our IntelliTravel registration book too. So if y'all know some that's not listed, by all means, share with me. Then air and land packages, you know, Vacation Express. These are just like picking out some ones that's easy, you know, for them to do and register for, right? But also I keep in mind and say, in order to gain access to the site, you must send a request via IntelliHelp to customer service for access. So like they can go on the Vacation Express and they can fill out the information, but you still got to go into the IntelliHelp to actually get that registration approved. So I still go ahead and put in the registration where they can go ahead and, you know, go up to the sign in button and be like a new agent. They still got to do that part, right? So I still list that for them to be able to go into. And then we have Delta Vacations, as well as American Airlines vacations. Now, the key part, I put in red things that they have to do IntelliHelp for. Things they don't have to do IntelliHelp for, I put the instructions down. So American Airlines is like Marriott. It's pretty cool. They give you the registration, but they also give you booking instructions. And they're very clear. To book directly with American Airlines, you do not need to register your agency. To register as an agent of IntelliTravel, these are steps that you do. Boom, 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 right? And it makes it so simple. And it has snapshots and screenshots and actually who your account manager is. You got questions. So I love when they give PDFs and instructions. So I put it in there for them to be able to access. And then for VAX, I list this last because you're not eligible to book with this vendor until you complete it. I have to change that. It was 18, but I'm gonna just say your modules and been in the business for 60 days. Then we go into cruises. And then I think this is where I end. Oh, cruises and then travel insurance. And so I have to add Beds Online, and then I have to add the supplier registration for more suppliers to register for. I'm gonna put the supplier registration PDF in there, as well as the preferred partner. So what do you guys think about this?
I would add Disney. You don't
Disney?
think Disney is hot? You wouldn't add that one on here?
No, girl,
No?
huh? No, not for everybody. Disney take a lot of work, but they don't pay a lot in commission.
Oh,
You
the cruise line does.
The cruise line does two separate things, but you still got to go
Yeah.
through the whole training to even get to the cruise line. Like, you know what I mean? To be able to do all of it together. They put it all together, so you still have to go through their training to get
Oh,
it.
I did it. That was the first one I did when I started. And they
Mhm.
give some good benefits yearly.
Yes, they do. We
I
talked
mean,
about
it's just for you, but still.
yeah, we talked about that the Wednesday before. So, you know, because we're streaming the way that we now know how to go through Disney, we shall not, you know, we work smarter, not harder. So it makes it better when we have to do our annual training, right?
Right, right.
You're right, Kim. It's very advantageous to do Disney, but a lot of people, it does require work. It does. And for a new person coming out the gate, I wouldn't do it for them. I'd be like, do the simple things that you don't really have to do training for. Like you don't have to do training for Icon of the Seas to get access to it. You don't have to do
Right.
training for Carnival or Norwegian to get access to. But for Disney, you do really. In some cases, you definitely do. Yes, you can call, but you don't want to be not intelligent calling Disney. That's just not what you want to do because you'll miss out on a lot of things that's beneficial for you and beneficial for your clients. So
Definitely.
strongly encourage any and everybody who's booking Disney, be it land or cruises, to do the Disney training. So, yep, this is pretty much it in a nutshell for that I'll be sending out once I finish this up. It won't take, I think I'll finish it up tomorrow and then be able to have it sent out in the queue. So, all right, we got about 9 minutes left. Eventbrite. Dr. Jetsetter is a great example of utilizing Eventbrite. She has mastered Eventbrite. If you're not using it, if you like, hey, I want to get more clientele, I want to get more people for groups, I have this trip, it's not filling up. Eventbrite is one of free platform. Meetup is another one, but it's not free. So I don't really talk about Meetup because you got to pay for it. I like to talk about things that you can get just as many advantages off of that's free that you don't have to pay for. So is there anyone on here that is not familiar with Eventbrite and how to work Eventbrite with your travel groups and plans? So I don't want to insult nobody's intelligence, We got some old school OGs on here. Is everybody comfortable with doing Eventbrite?
I'm getting used to it. This is Rochelle. I'm getting used to it. I guess I got a little confused on the part where when I went back to check, one of my trips did get some traction on it and people were buying the tickets. So I did an email back, but then I didn't hear anything. So I was like, well, how often do I continue to, send stuff? Or, do they really, or were they just buying just to buy? Because now they're like silent. I don't get a response back from them or anything.
That's good that you say that because Dr. Jetsetter says the same thing. And that's okay, Rochelle, because guess what you did get? Their email. So that trip might not work for them at that time, but when you're following up, you send one email, say, hey, thank you. I saw you click the button, but you didn't make a purchase. We're still waiting for you, something like that to, gear them up in action. If you sent that email already, then your next email is going to be, hey, we noticed that you haven't booked. We have other trips available. They're listed below. Please take the time to review them and see if this will be the right fit for you for your upcoming next trip, right? Something of that nature. Because that 9 times 10, it might not have fit. It might not have been in their price point, their budget, the time might have been off. It could be a plethora of reasons, but you want to take away and give information to give them another reason to be able to book with you, to be like, that wasn't for you. This one might be for you. Or even this one might be for you. They got options,
Okay, cool. Okay.
And that's why you want to keep doing those trips. Like the onesies and twosies, I know Dr. Baywood talks about this all the time. If you got 1 or 2 people that's going on a particular trip, you can migrate that and make it into a group, open it up to the masses, especially on Eventbrite, send it out in the email, because there might be some other people that might want to go to Jamaica. You already looked and saw how much it costs. You already saw what the flights coming from this destination on, like, so you can do the trip saying flying from Houston, Texas to Jamaica with 5-star all-inclusive, flight included, little blurbage, whatever, price point, $2,500, boom, whatever the case may be. They may click on it and be like, oh, this is better for me than going to Bali, or this is better for me than going to Mexico or, somewhere else. The dates work for me. So onesies and twosies still add up too. You don't necessarily have to be doing groups like to start out for a trip. It can start out as one or two individuals, and then you can make it a group just by utilizing Eventbrite.
Awesome. Thank
But
you.
that was good. So pretty much I just want to make sure, because we had not been going over Eventbrite because, we pretty much kind of like mastered it. But I want to tell you guys, I said next week will be for Q&A. So get your Q&A questions together. But starting off in August, we're going back to HubSpot because I'm not sure if you noticed, if you've been on your HubSpot recently, it has done some changes and some updates. Me and Dr. Jessica was like, what is HubSpot doing? But it's advantageous for those who've already had it, already built some landing pages. Is because they don't offer what they did once before with the different landing pages that you can choose from. So it's good that we got in and did it. And then we're gonna start focusing more on email marketing, using your emails, because again, we spent all this time getting this grabbing these emails, now it's really time to start marketing the emails. So every month, like we did the first one, the original that had list of trips to do. And then the second email we did was like a travel tip Tuesday, giving them information. So we're going to do one of those, one email of something marketing every month so that you can kind of get used to the different type of emails to send to your clients so that you're not always berating them with bye, but like buy info. Information about me with a small piece with buy at the bottom, again, telling about your trips, personal trips that you've done. Hey, I just got back from wherever, even if it's a weekend trip. Have you ever been, and also giveaways. We're gearing up for what? Black Friday. Yes, I'm talking about Black Friday and it's July because Black Friday snuck up on a whole bunch of people last year and nobody was market ready. No emails was going out to say, hey, this is the Black Friday deals we got going on. And they get better as the vendors start and the suppliers start rolling out the price points at like 40% off, 30% off, right? So you can share that because people are like, well, how can I share? Hey, we're going to be preparing for Black Friday, but in order to prepare for Black Friday, we must make sure you're at least sending out some email now so people won't be like, who are you? What is this? I don't know you, that kind of thing, right? So getting to know. Does anyone have any questions of how we're moving ahead? And if you have some feedback that you want to give to me of like what we, as far as some things that we can talk about and discuss, by all means, definitely inbox me or send me a message and I'll, we can work it in because we're done with 2025 trips. Now it's going to be time to start refocusing starting in October on 2026. But until then, we're going to start focusing on email marketing, getting our Black Friday deals together and showing how you can get that done. Sounds good?
Sounds great. I'm excited.
Look, you excited. I'm excited too, because I don't want nobody missing out on Black Friday again. I'm like, oh no, that ain't gonna happen again. Not on my life. We gotta get some money. We gotta get some trips in. And remember, Black Friday, I don't know if you guys know this, if y'all got trips already booked, and this is really good for VAX, if you use FunJet or ALG, if you already got trips booked for 2025 already, right? And they're having Black Friday deals. If you catch it for that particular hotel or whatever, or the vendor, if say ALG is doing 20% off, that 20% off can also apply towards your current trip that you have for your booking that's going out in 2025. All you have to do is call them. You would do a price match, right? The same thing. This is how I did it. I saw that it was a 20%. They were doing a deal. It was 20 or 30% off. So I went in as if I was booking a new client for the same hotel, everything, same thing. It came out to be way less than when I originally booked it because it was a Black Friday deal. So I called and said, hey, the price point is cheaper now. Can my clients get the get the new. Customer service said, yep, they did it on the phone. They changed everybody over to the new rate, new deal. People had their trip paid off in December when initially they wasn't supposed to have it paid off to like March of the following year. It really knocked off 3 months for them, January, February, March, for them to have their trip paid off. It was amazing. So be able to capture those deals too, because it still applies to what you have for current bookings, just in case you didn't know. All right, all hearts and minds are clear. It is now our time. Oh, any questions? All right, we got the schedule for where we're moving ahead. Q&A next week. Marketing, email marketing, focusing on Black Friday. Let's get it. Let's go. August is about to be next month, new goals, new settings. Don't worry about if you didn't hit your previous goals. Focus on what you need to hit to keep going. You know what I mean? Just don't give up. All right, ladies, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us. Tomorrow, we are doing a team lunch. I'm going to be sending that out this evening. I already got a flyer in Canva created that's similar to the one I sent out yesterday, but it got the right date because I think I put June. Somebody told me, I'm thinking in June. I was like, oops, sorry. So it's now in June. You put your picture in there if you want to, as well as it has the Zoom information. I believe I will be presenting tomorrow evening, the marketing side. Got to get confirmation on it, but we will be having a team lunch. So if you got some new business partners that you want to get lunch tomorrow, definitely want to get them on that Zoom. All right, take care. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thanks, Janae.
Bye. You're welcome, love.